It's a Tuesday morning, and Toby Emmanuel will be joining us on the program. Take a look at issues in Nigeria and, of course, from around the world. Toby, good to have you on the program.
Yeah, it's great to be here.
Yeah, and we're talking cricket. We don't get to talk much about cricket, but it's good to know that another opportunity for us to gain promotion into Division 4.
Yeah, Division 4 it's even tough. But in 5, at least we have the opportunity at least to strive to get one of the tickets available. We have likes of Tanzania in that team. So if Nigeria and Tanzania representing Africa coming from that division to get to Division 4, it's a good one. It's good that they're going to UK. And also, it's an opportunity for us to get. Now we have a foreign technical advisor to also help to stimulate and give them the international coverage they need. It's a good one. We're moving forward.
Moving forward, definitely. So we just go straight to the papers right now. And of course, I have Sporting Sun with me, so I'll start with this one. And make or mar, Red Devils fight West Ham for top 4. Martial is out. Okay, if he's out, who's going to score? Then another one, City's player of the season, Iheanacho battles Aguero and De Bruyne. Ayaman loses out in Best Goalkeepers Award. And CAF pencils down 6 professional players for the Korea Invitational. So, Toby, which one get you talking on this one?
Yeah, the big match today is the Red Devil against the West Ham. It's going to be a very difficult match for Manchester United, considering the fact that West Ham also came from defeat at the weekend, losing 4-1 to Swansea City. It's also an opportunity for West Ham to also see their spot going to Europa League. So it's going to be a very good match for both coaches to give. They have nothing to lose now. They are fighting for the best and going for the best. A Champions League spot is at stake for Manchester United, and a win, they don't have the opportunity, they don't have the luxury to draw point at this stage. It's going to be a big match for Iheanacho. He's done well this season. He has stepped up from being a rookie to be one of the important players because Pellegrini believes so much in him, and that's why he's given the opportunity for him to shine. He has done well, scoring more than 10 goals in the season. Your debut season in the Premier League is a good one, but he's going to fight against Kun Aguero, the engine. I call him the engine. He's a destroyer. His left and his right foot are so terrible that he can just take shots from anywhere. We saw what he did to Arsenal at the weekend. For me, I pick Kun Aguero because he has been consistent for the club. His experience, and it's also an established international for the Argentine national team. De Bruyne, he came for his first season. He did well in German Bundesliga. We saw the attention that followed him during his days at Wolfsburg. Now he's in the EPL. He settled in easily, and he became the engine room of the team. So it's also a top shot. He's a good candidate for me. I give it to Aguero.
Okay, awesome.
And in the touch story, there was a touch story. You talked about CAC having 6 players for professional. For me, I believe it's an opportunity for him to see the blend of his home base and a few professional. Taiwa Winnie, the captain. Also, we're having few other players who can also come in and also blend with the team. But it's very, very disheartening to hear that most clubs are not releasing their local players, even though it's a national assignment. But it's imperative for us to know that the clubs are not any other obligation to release those players. So it's not for me. I think it should be a parley and not issuing of threat and saying that if you don't release your player, because the player wants to play.
If a coach come to camp, they will not be released anymore.
If the coach loses any match, he will be fired. So you must get your best players to play for your local league, because we see what is happening. It's going to be massive tomorrow in MFF. So if Enyimba lose about 3 or 4 players to the national team, it's going to be pathetic for them. And losing game is not just good for them.
Oh, spot on, Toby. Spot on. Okay, we go straight to the Sporting Life now. That's the next paper for review. And the big one, the massive one here is about CAF finally finding Nigeria 1 million naira for that overcrowded stadium.
The match
again. Now, I mean, come on, it was obvious that when this thing happened, I said if it was in serious countries, health and safety would have had a field day with the occupiers of that particular stadium. I mean, this picture, that particular picture we're seeing now has gone viral, is legendary. I mean, look at this, Austin. This is so nuts.
It's so sad. But for me, I feel the fine by CAF was just too minimal.
What?
I mean,
who these guys?
It's have been a disaster. If you have lost 50 or 100 people and a stadium, at that stadium, it's a good thing that the governor and the NFF wanted the fans to come to support the team. But even in Abuja, I remember there was a match, they threw the gates open free, but there were still regulations. Yeah. You know, you try to streamline. Every canary doesn't come to the stadium, and because it's a free match, they should have regular. It was a 15,000 capacity, and we had more than 40,000. This picture went viral. All the international media in this modern world, seeing people climbing, fan is passion. We call it passion. Yeah. We call it support. But in as much we are looking at, even the governor, the NFF official, they couldn't even get their way to the stadium. Yeah. So it's so. Moving forward.
When you have a governor actually paying tickets, say, go to the stadium, we bought all the seats. What do you expect?
Which seats? 15,000 seats.
That's really. What is that? Watch that. Watch this.
People angry.
If 10 people or 5 people have died there, the same people will still blame the governor for allowing such.
We're happy that it didn't happen. That's why CAF actually say, okay,
yeah, but Toby's point is 1 million naira is
what is 1 million naira?
1 million to
there should be a lot more
punitive. What happened in that game?
Yeah, see, that was, we avoided disaster. We just thank God that it was just a miracle.
It was like
I listen to.
I've seen this kind of
are you
crowd
promoting
before.
this?
No, I'm not. I know one of the political rallies in the north. That's why I saw that picture first, where you have people actually climbing the mast and all that. I've seen something like that before. So when I saw this, I was like, my mind actually went back to that political rally. So it happens that when things like this are happening in some particular state, people really just want to see. And the way that game was promoted, you know, when you have the best players actually coming in to play games, all you needed to do was to have put the measures in place. Good. Once you have that 15,000 or maximum 20,000, then you shut the
you guys. Let me just chip. Let me just say this. I was there. You wouldn't understand. You were there and you understand what's really going on. You understand why they should give the NFL 50 million naira as fine.
Hey, we don't have money.
Spectators were 10 meters away from the goalkeeper's post. Wow. 10 meters away. Spectators, they were sitting on the tracks. So just imagine if they were angered that Nigeria didn't win and they decide to take over that field.
They wouldn't have done that. They were
even players will run for their lives. Because a lot of people will just want... Imagine the match commissioner said, if these guys don't go out, wait, Cecilia, do you know why? Do you know why you should? We love our football, but why we should take this very serious? That if it should happen, it may be Tanzania tomorrow, and then CAF tells them you will pay $20 million. They'll say, oh, when it happened in Nigeria,
it's a rule. It's not about the money. It's what they have, because nothing. The thing is that this is what the rule says. That look, when it happens like that, because there was no casualty at all. That's why it's 1 million.
Happy.
For instance, the fans have invaded the pitch and all that, and you know, issues like that happen, maybe harass the players and all that, then the fine would have been much. But this one was just the crowd was overcrowded, so that's what they felt. Okay, next time don't do this.
Insecurity issues, because from the statement, the disciplinary meeting held in Johannesburg yesterday, when CAF reviewed everything, even the Egyptians were fined in the return leg because of their fireworks they used. But the issue here is security men for any match in CAF or FIFA organizer, security is very paramount in everything they are doing. No matter what you're doing, you have good stadium, have good security. If it's not well put in place, it's going to rub off on every other thing. We had in the past when an overzealous security officer used unnecessary weapon in this thing, triggers anger. At the end of the day, there are a lot of casualties. So it's good. It's good now that CAF is coming out of Nigeria. But I think such fine will not deter other countries from doing that. We can always have our just like what we saw Enyimba went through. In this modern football, we shouldn't be having Enyimba passing through that club, those a terrible period in club football in Africa, because they know that, okay, if tomorrow we can do that, we keep a football club coming from Egypt, we keep them on the street, we don't put them in the right hotel. At the end of the day, the CAF will just fine us $5,000, but we'll get the 3 points and we get there.
But I think, let me go back to this fine again. I think maybe why CAF actually fined Nigeria the 1 million was the fact that despite this crowd we had, there was no security issues, no security breach or anything. For them, they have been able to control this kind of crowd in a small stadium. So I think I'll give them kudos. Yes, that's the essence for the 1 million.
Toby's point is very clear. To be fair to CAF, still on Sporting Life, there's a rider that says they actually threatening more sanctions.
Yeah.
So we haven't heard the last of this one.